Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another live stream. I'm your host Morgan Ozpin, and today we are starting a new series, I guess. I'm not sure if it's gonna be a series, but today we're going to be not using a software today, nor are we playing a game. We are actually going to be experiencing my first ever freaking library that will ever touch when it comes to my coding journey, and that library is called freaking RAYLIB, of all things. Now you guys might be wondering, what the frick is RAYLIB? Well, RAYLIB is not an app, it's not a game engine, it's not like anything I've ever used before. It's more so like a framework that a developer can use to make games. So if you guys don't know what a framework is and how that's different from like a game engine, a framework pretty much just gives you more freedom to make lots of stuff compared to a game engine. But the only downside is that a framework doesn't have a freaking UI to speak of, which is why I'm actually right now opening Visual Studio Code right now. RAYLIB is not an app, it's more so like a framework that exists within a coding language, I guess. I guess that's the way I can explain it. So right now I am in Visual Studio Code opening a Python file, and that Python file is connected to a freaking RAYLIB module, I guess. I don't know how what I mean RAYLIB is a framework, I guess. And yeah, this entire Python file is connected to RAYLIB in a way, and the way I freaking set this up is freaking complicated, I guess. I first had to download Python, the programming language, more specifically the latest version of it. Then I had to like go down to my Windows terminal and type pip install RAYLIB and stuff. So yeah, it's not like a file that you can just download and stuff. It's something that you kind of have to open your freaking Windows terminal for. So all I had to do was like type in pip install RAYLIB here, and then I don't know, if I press enter, which I won't do right now because I already installed it, it will install RAYLIB for me for some reason. I don't know how that works. I guess how it works is that it somehow exists within the Python ecosystem of modules, I guess, but I'm not sure how that works. it's basically saying that, yo, RAYLIB already exists in my computer ever since the beginning. What are you talking about, Morgan? And I'm like, what? So yeah, so am I wondering, Morgan, why do you want to study RAYLIB? Don't you already have like a game engine that you can use to make your game, Project Mouse? Well, yes, and I will still be using Godot to make my game Project Mouse, because I feel like that's much more convenient for me, considering that one, I know Python, and two, I know a lot more of Godot than RAYLIB, for the most part. But the reason why I want to go down this RAYLIB rabbit hole is because if I go down to let me see, I'm gonna go down to, okay, we're gonna watch this video in a bit here, but if I go down to what's it called, the RAYLIB cheat sheet over here, cheat sheet, there we go. So if you guys don't know what the RAYLIB cheat sheet are, they're just a list of functions that a game developer can use to like put stuff into the code of their game. And one of the code that I kinda have a little bit of a interest on is, if I go down here, I'm gonna go down to over, where is it? Here it is. Now I'm still a freaking RAYLIB noob, so I don't know what most of these functions do. But there's this thing called draw, not this one. Yeah, there's this thing here called update mesh buffer. Now, I don't know what this function, how this function works, or how I can use it in my application of using RAYLIB. But there's this thing here under a comment here that says that this function updates the mesh vertex data in the GPU for a specific buffer index. So I'm like thinking, what does that mean? And then I remember that, and then I kind of like search up a little bit of what this update mesh buffer does. And basically what it does is that it updates the vertices of 3D models that I want to put in RAYLIB, or an application that I'll be using that uses RAYLIB. So I'm thinking, I'm like, my gears are turning a little bit, you know, like a freaking mad scientist. And I thought, okay, if RAYLIB can update my mesh vertices, is it possible that I can make what I would think to be a 3D modeling engine with RAYLIB? I might wonder, freaking Morgan, what are you talking about? And I'm like, guys, I'm kind of, I had this like a little bit of an interest in, I don't know, I guess making games just kind of made me think about making an engine for myself on, you know, just maybe not like as complicated as Godot, where it's able to do like all of the work for me when it comes to making games. But I have been in talks with I don't know, with some dentists in my field, and a lot of them are like thinking about what kind of CAD software they should use to like model some basic things, like a base for a cast of someone's teeth and stuff like that. You know, just a basic 3D engine that one can use to manipulate a scan of a patient's teeth. And I thought, you know, if you guys don't know what software to use, why don't I try make a software for myself? Now you might be wondering, Morgan, this is a game engine, not a general application engine. You should probably freaking find something else, like maybe Qt or something. And I thought, well, I'm a little bit of a mad scientist myself, so I want to see how much freedom RAYLIB can give me, because I already know that RAYLIB can already export games in any operating system in the under the sun. I think it can, you know, this can be exported via the big three, you know, Linux, Apple, and Windows, and then for the mobile stuff, it can also I'm for sure know that it can export to Android. Not sure with iOS. That's I guess the one thing that I don't know if RAYLIB is compatible with. But other than that, I kinda want to make a non-gaming application with RAYLIB. So, and I did see some of the showcases published by RAYLIB themselves in their official RAYLIB YouTube channel, wherein I saw some people actually make what I assume to be like a mesh inspector for previewing your models and animations and textures. So I thought, okay, if these guys can do it, maybe I can also do it as well. And maybe it may not be as complicated as those guys, but hey, at least I might be able to make something that's functionable. And so far, I have been following a tutorial by ClearCode, which, by the way, I would give this guy props. ClearCode, my boy over here. Oops, let me turn that down for a second. And the reason why I want to give ClearCode a huge shout out is because he's the same guy who actually got me into coding in Godot, or getting more familiar with the Godot game engine. I mean, I didn't speak to him directly, but he does have a tutorial series on how to get into freaking Godot. I followed his, well, I followed a little bit of his shader class here, but I also followed his 8-hour introduction to Godot. And I would suggest you guys also follow this one. This little video of his if you want to get into game dev, because it really is a good place to start if you want to know both the 2D and 3D sides of game development for Godot. And now this guy's gonna help you once more because he has a video on RAYLIB for me. Now, I guess as a disclaimer, I want to say that I'm going to be coding in Python because normally I think Godot is not Godot. RAYLIB is coded primarily on the C language, but my boy, bless his heart, my boy Clearcode over here, actually was able to find a language binding for Python for RAYLIB that I can use to that I can use to code my games or non-games here in RAYLIB with the Python language. Because normally it's coded in C, but I can now code on Python. But you guys might wonder why are you coding with Python instead of C? You don't know both languages. Why do you prefer Python over C? And the reason why is because GDScript, the coding language of Godot for making games in that game engine, is basically just Python, but with a few changes to it, I guess. And you know, freaking Python is a more readable language to me compared to C. Although C could be a good language to use to maybe, I don't know, to have more of a direct line between you and the computer. But I don't know, I gotta start with something more familiar for me. So I thought, okay, let's just do let's try to code stuff in RAYLIB using the Python Python language. So with that being said, I already did some code here. I followed a little bit of this guy's tutorial in my browser, and I was able to now make this here. Yeah, over here. So I was able to already change the background of my window, as well as create this little dot here, this little red circle here, through this functions over here. And if you guys kind of zoom in a little bit here, I don't know if my if my live stream's resolution can pick it up, but if you zoom in really closely, there is actually a pixel in the window here that is black. And how that happened is through this freaking function here called draw pixel. So I don't know. Essentially, I think I'm using RAYLIB right now, kind of like OpenGL in a way, which I think is already like linked to OpenGL. I think I'm looking at the output tab here of Visual Studio Code, and I think it's using OpenGL. I think, to render all of my shapes in this in my window. If you guys don't know what OpenGL is, it's basically just a graphics API for basically just rendering any visual stuff in your computer. You know, from the graphics of your games to, you know, just you looking at your screen and seeing all the wonderful colors and windows that you are seeing right now. That's the responsibility of OpenGL, or at least a graphics API. I'm not sure if OpenGL is being used that much anymore, considering that there's a better graphics API that kind of makes better use of your GPU, which is called Vulkan. So I'm not sure if this OpenGL is deprecated, but if you guys want to get started with graphics programming, I think OpenGL is like the best way to go, considering that they have like language bindings for Python. And if you guys are into, you know, coding, you would know that, you know, Python is a much more readable language than C and C++. So yeah, I'm thinking I might stick with OpenGL for now when it comes to RAYLIB. Not that I have any options here. I really don't know how to switch graphic APIs here, but yeah. All right, so I guess for the next few hours, I'll just be freaking watching this tutorial by RAYLIB and see whether I could be able to learn something more about RAYLIB and its potential as a gaming library. Again, this is not a game engine, this is a game library. It's not something that kind of exists as an application in your computer, but is a coding library that only exists within the Python programming language. Actually, not scratch that. Doesn't exist in the Python programming language only, but also exists in other languages as well. So with that being said, let's go and watch this tutorial. Okay, I'm gonna go. I gotta make sure that I. All right. I guess we can try to make this quieter. Actually, should I even try to do a desktop audio? I don't want to steal viewers from Clear Code because he is like my goat. He's my goat. I want him to earn money. So you know what? I'm gonna leave you guys on the on mute when it comes to Clear Code. So if you guys wanna learn more about his video, I will show it on screen, but I will not be playing the audio. If you want to watch his video, I suggest you go look up his tutorial on YouTube. Anyway, this is the name of it. The Ultimate Introduction to RAYLIB 2D and 3D Game Dev by Clear Code. So yeah, let's go and freaking code, guys. Let's go. All right. Okay. Anyway, with that being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and put my earphones in. Forgot to plug it in for some reason. Let me put it over here. There we go. Okay. Okay. Let's just make. I want to make sure now that nothing is being played. Okay. Good. Alright, let me go back to Visual Studio Code. So what's you want me to do? Alright. Okay. Oh, is he explaining how... I think he's explaining right now how shapes in RAYLIB are plotted in the window here. Because right now my red dot is in this spot, but how did it land on this spot? Via the numbers I just gave it under this parenthesis. And I think how it works is that if you kind of like zoom in on this freaking window here, you would see that this is basically just a coordinate map, wherein my freaking circle here is placed in the 400 position in the x-axis and the 400 position on the y-axis. So that's how it was able to plot its position. And then the size is based upon this third variable here. And red is, well, it changes the color of the circle. And I think 0, 0 is on the top left corner of this window. So I'm thinking, oh shit, is this is this Godot all over again? Like the fact that the Y up direction is in the negative, while the down direction is in the positive. because the the Y position of this circle is in the 400s. So it's like, ah shit, this is Godot all over again, isn't it? Oh well. Let me close that. Oh, and by the way, guys, when I was first doing this freaking when I was first watching this tutorial by Clear Code, I was like, you know, working out how to open up a window for the first time. So, you know, I made an initialize window function here, a close window function, and then in between it, I created this while loop with begin drawing and end drawing inside of it to create, you know, a window. But then when I tried to open the window, nothing is showing up. Well, actually, more specifically, I think the window icon is kind of showing up in my taskbar, but the window itself cannot be opened via my screen for some reason. And I was thinking, why is it not showing up? And if you guys ever encountered the problem, don't worry. How I freaking solved it is just by decreasing the window size of my window. So this guy pretty much plotted it out as 1920 by 1080. But if your screen isn't as big as that, like your actual monitor screen isn't as big as a 1920 by 1080 monitor, nothing will technically show up. Like mine. My monitor is like 1152 by 800, I think. Don't ask me why I have like a potato monitor right now, but essentially all I had to do was just decrease the window size because my monitor cannot show a window that big. So but if you do have a 1920 by 1080 display or higher, you can pretty much copy whatever this guy is putting up in his window size for his initial window function. Well, I guess while we're at it, I just want to know if the name of this is being shown. Oh yeah, start. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, the origin point is in the top left. That's 0, 0 position. Okay. Yeah, it's giving me exactly what I theorize how they plot the points. Okay, I'm just gonna freaking go through this because I already know how this works. Okay, if I turn this to 0, 0. Save my file and run RAYLIB. Or run my Python file. Can I run it? Hello? Is it running? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh yeah. That's definitely the 0, 0 position. It's only showing me a quarter of the circle, which means, yeah, that's essentially the origin point of the circle is like at its center, I guess. It's great. Okay, yeah. Changing the x variable will make it move. right if on the positive, and left if it's in the negative. Okay. Alright, let me go to the cheat sheet here. So what he's explaining right now is if you want to know everything that you can do in freaking RAYLIB, all you have to do is just go to their website and search up their cheat sheet, and you'll be taken to this little list of commands you can use to make a lot of stuff. So let's see, what can we let's try to draw something here. How about let's draw ring lines. Draw ring outline. Center. Let's see. Center, inner radius, outer radius, start angle, end angle. Let's try. Start to draw a ring. Why don't we draw a ring? So vector 2. All right. Let me see if I can draw a ring here. Draw underscore ring. Okay. Nice. Good thing the Visual Studio Code is giving me some hints here as to what I can use for this. Okay, let's see. We need a vector 2, so to create a vector 2, I think it's just this, right? Let's see, center. Let's have the center be 300 by 200. And then I hope I hope this is the way you make a vector 2 in Python. Because I know in GDScript it's like you need to like type in vector 2, I think. Or maybe that's the way it works. Okay. And then let's see. A center, and then I need an inner radius of, let's see. Let's go with like 30, and then an outer radius of, because I'm like imagining how a ring is created, and a 2D ring at least. And a ring, it consists of like one circle on the outside and another circle on the inside. So the inner radius should be smaller than the outer radius. So the outer radius could be like, I don't know, like 60. And then start angle. I'm not sure what that means. Let me see. Let me see the cheat sheet one more time. Draw ring. Okay, but what does that mean? And then I need a start angle. I'm gonna try 0 and 0, and then an int of segments. Do you mean like vertex? Like loops in Blender? Let's see. Let's go with 6 maybe. And then color, let's have it be black. Okay. Let's run this function. Or maybe 360. 360. Oh, there it is. Okay. Wait, let me see. If I go make this be 270, will it give me a ring that's like a quarter, that's 3/4 complete? Let's see. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. So start angle is where well, of course, imagine yourself like drawing a circle, right? So the start angle is basically where you would start drawing the circle. In my case, it's in the 0th angle, which means that it is like you would start drawing at like at the how's it called, the top of the circle, then the top end of the circle, and then you start drawing it like around the center, and then the end angle is where you stop drawing. So the reason why it is an incomplete ring is because I stopped drawing it at around the 270th mark. So that's essentially what the start and end angle is. And then segments is basically how many corners of your ring there is. I'm not sure why they have this, I guess, but it's just so RAYLIB may understand how edgy your ring is. So I think the more segments I put here, the more rounded my ring would become. So 6 gave me a hexagon, and 80 should now give me a, yeah, there we go, a more complete ring. Let me just turn this to 360 like that and play the game. Yeah, there we go. Okay, nice. Alright, let me see what else is here. Okay, let's do it. Okay. Okay. Okay, how does he make a V? Okay, so I was right that to make a vector 2, I just need to type vector 2, then a parenthesis. Okay, so it is kind of like GD script in a way. Okay, bro, this is I don't think using a pixel, the draw pixel function is a good way to teach people how shapes are instanced into my RAYLIB application. It's so dang small, dude. Like even if I'm staring at it in my own naked eye, I won't be able to like hello, can you run this game for me? Okay. Yeah, if I'm staring at it with my own naked eye, I can't see my freaking pixel here that I just drew. Which I know exists because I did make this little function here called draw pixel. But it's hard to freaking see it here in my freaking scene. Oh well. can't even see your white pixel, bro. Oh my god. Okay. Wait, I just noticed that you have this thing called draw circle gradient. What does that mean? Let me see. Let me search that up. Draw circle gradient. A gradient filled circle? Oh, let's try that out. Okay, let's have this circle. Let's go to here. Draw underscore circle gradient. And let's have the center be 500 by 400. Oh wait, forgot. It's a vector 2. Vector 2, 500 by 400, and then what's the next thing I need to make here? A radius of, let's say, 6. No, let's get 100. And for its inner color, it should be, that should be green, and is orange a thing here? Hey, okay. Okay, I think that's complete. I think I pretty much give it all the arguments it needs. So if I run this, see what happens. Ooh, okay. I was expecting more so a linear gradient rather than a spherical gradient here, but that's a pretty nice effect, I guess. I'm gonna close up RAYLIB for that. Alright, I don't think I'll be opening my applications for a very long time here, because I am running this script and I can hear my freaking laptop screaming screaming their fans right now. Like, it's like saying, Morgan, stop running RAYLIB, it's killing me and my GPU. Ah. Okay. Okay. Nice. Actually, you know what? I want to try something. I want to try something with RAYLIB. Let's try to make a smiley face. Since we already know how to make how to draw a ring. Let's put this ring at. Well, let's first draw this at. Let's say 90 degrees, and it should stop drawing at 270. Right? Okay. And then that will give me the smiley face's mouth. And then let's make a circle. Let's draw a circle. Actually, let's reuse the same thing here. Let's draw a circle at let's see. This at the position of this ring is 300 by 200. So let's position this circle at 150 by 150 by So 200 down, maybe 100? Change this to black. And the inner radius should be 50. Alright. And copy this. Control C. Control V. Get rid of that indentation. And then this should be at around 450. Let's try to make a smiley face on my screen. And let's just delete some of these. Let's turn this into a comment. Okay. Again, the reason why I'm using Python as my language for RAYLIB is because I already know a little bit of GDScript, and I know that if I want to deprecate a function without deleting it entirely, I can just turn it into a comment by adding a hashtag before it. So yeah, I think this works. Oh, and why did I deprecate the drawing? Alright, let's play this. Oh. What's this? And oh, wait, right. Forgot, freaking Python and GDScript is freaking case sensitive. Let me just okay. Alright. So I guess the same also works for Python. If I want to know whether I have an error, I can just go down to my terminal and see if there are any errors inside of it. So let's run the task one more time. It should work. Hey, I gave you a nose, but it's like rotated not in the way I want it to. Let's see. Is there a rotation parameter here I can use? Rotate? No. Yeah, I don't see any. Is that something I might have to code myself? A rotation tool for RAYLIB? Ah, shit. Okay. Yeah, guys, I don't think there's a rotation tool here somewhere. Oh god. Let's see. How about in images? Is there a way to rotate functions here? Yeah, I don't think we can rotate stuff here. Sadly, I think that's something I didn't code myself. Structs? What structs? Colors? Okay. What's the Ray math cheat sheet? What's that? Oh, they put this in a different place? Okay. Vector to rotate. Rotate vector by angle. Okay, so there's a rotate function here. I just don't know how to apply it on my thing here. I need to first make a variable. Let's see. Let me try to make a. I'm trying to make an integer. Can I make an integer or a float here? Var. Or okay, float. Rotated ring equals okay. Okay. I guess making variables isn't as straightforward as in GD script. We'll figure out how to make variables in another time, maybe. Let's. Okay. Okay, so it kind of functions like nodes, I guess. Freaking functions that are drawn after others will stack on top of the other if they're like in the same position. That's what this guy's saying right now. Alright, here's another exercise. This is the reason why I picked up clear code. He has a little bit of these. Not only does he explain all the things you need to know about a certain topic, but he'll also give you some exercises in between to make it to kind of flex your mind a little bit. So right now he wants you to draw a line from 0 to 500 by 200. Okay, so let's go down to let's go to the cheat sheet. He does encourage me to go to the cheat sheet, so I mean, you know, if you're gonna be using RAYLIB, you might as well be using a computer that has an internet connection at some point. So let's see. He wants you to draw a line, and that line is I guess he wants me to just use this function here called draw line. Or we can go with draw line V. Now, just to make it straightforward, we can go for a draw line V. Also, just make sure I get used to using vector 2s in Python. Okay, so let's go and I'm gonna just deprecate all of this. I don't think I need all these functions now. Except for the clear background, we can keep that at You know, let's make it 255, 255, 255. This clear background function, by the way, it just changes the color of my background window. The background of my window. So it was like purple before, but now I think it's like white. So for a line, let's draw underscore line. And what's the line V, okay. Line V, okay. And need to make a vector 2. Vector 2 of 0 is to 0, and a vector 2 of 500 is to 200. Okay. Pretty sure that still fits under my 600 by 600 window here. So I think the results of mine and his will be different just because my window size is different from his. So 0 is to 0, 500 is to 200. Make the line dark red. So I think I still need to first define the wait. Does this have a color? Let's make it red. Or maybe let's go for a RGB red. Is there a dark red? I don't think it's a dark red, but what is dark red in? Oh, okay, wait. What is dark red in vector 4? Okay, so red is, well, this one. So let me copy this. And let me just run this script just to see how this works. Okay, what's the error here? Oh, I think I need to change this to. Oh yeah, I forgot that the cheat sheet is written in C, so I have to like convert them into Python in a way, and I think this is how you write stuff in color. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Okay, so that works. You know, let's go for a draw line X here. And this will give me some thickness to my line. I pretty much already did what he asked me to do. All I have to do is maybe change the red into a darker hue, and also I need to. I want to change the thickness of it. So that goes under the variable just before color. So let's go for a thickness of 10. And I don't know how this freaking colors work here. Is this RGBA? Or let's go for like 255 divided by, let's go for 100 maybe. I don't know if this would either make the color of my line darker or more transparent. We'll see. Okay, so it made them transparent. Okay, so that's a good thing to note. Let me go back to my colors here. Okay, let's put it back at 255 and let's see, black is 00255. Okay. So if I want to make it, wait, what am I doing? I just need to just change this to 255. That makes it now a solid color. Make this 0. Make this 0 because I know this is the RGB value. This is the green and blue values, so I don't want any green and blue, so we'll make it 0. And for the red, if I want to make it darker, I just need to have it be less red, so like 50 maybe? Let's see if this works. Oh yeah, that works. Okay. I go with maybe 125 or 135. Oh yeah, there we go. And just to compare results here, I'm gonna do another. I'm gonna copy this function and have this start at 100 by 100 and vector 2 should be 600 by oh, what am I doing? This is it's supposed to be the end result. Okay, change this to 100, change this to 100. Let's change this to 600 by 300. So this will be a line that's slightly offset from my previous line. And this should have a what's it called? Let's have it be red. So this is normal red, but my red is like a darker red. So if I run this, yeah, okay. So my red is this red here on the top, while normal red is basically this one here. And yeah, there's like a little bit of a hue change when I decrease the red value of my actual line here. And I guess to prove that, I'll change this to 100 to make it more distinct from RAYLIB's normal red. Let's have it be like 50 maybe. Yeah, it slowly like gets rid of the color as I decrease the value of my vector force x number. So yeah. Alright. Oh frick, I failed the challenge. It's not. Wait, is it 10 pixels? Oh, it is 10 pixels. Okay, never mind. I somehow predicted how the line would look like, I guess. Oh well. Yeah, the drawing functions, yeah. Yeah, okay. Nice. Okay. Let me look at my code a little bit here. Oh. Yep, he pretty much did what I did here. It's over here. Oh, I guess he went for a tuple instead of a quadruple. Oh wait, no, he did the thing. Okay. Okay. All right. So the only reason why his line is different from my line here is because I am working at a smaller screen. So my line is a bit more thicker than his. It's just because of the resolution of my window. So yeah, that's just how it works. Okay. All right. So here's like the one thing that kind of had me sold with RAYLIB. Is the fact that you could just make the shapes yourself in code, or you can just import your stuff from an art program like Krita or Blender to your freaking RAYLIB, which is by just by using their import and export functions, and that kind of had me sold with RAYLIB. So just in case I am too lazy to code whatever assets I need for my game, I could just import them onto RAYLIB. It also made me think, oh, if I can import stuff through code, I could maybe be able to let the user of my application import stuff themselves using the same code that RAYLIB has presented to me. So let's see. Okay, so we need to import stuff here, I guess. Okay, so how I load is to get the file path of my thing. Now I wonder though, if is there like a shortcut in Visual Studio Code where I can just do this? Can I get the file path here? Copy path, and then paste. It's not quite the same. Let me see. Open. Copy relative path, maybe. Paste. Oh, there we go. Okay, so so if I want to like get a path of my file here, I can just go relative path and whoop, there we go. Alright, so then we need to spaceship underscore texture equals. Okay. And I guess variables, it can also be named either way. Can I go for like a different format for this? Okay. No, let's stick to this one for now. Although it's kind of weird that that's how you make variables in Python. Because normally in GDScript you have to like add the var keyword before anything else. But yeah, I guess that makes it straightforward, I guess. Wait, can I also hint what this type is in Python? I guess not? Because you know in GDScript, if I want to get all the hints for a class of an item, I would normally define it through the variable that I just, written down here. So if this is a texture, I would write down, I would make a colon, then type in like texture. Let's see, texture. Can this work? Oh! Wait, is it working? I think it's working. Alright, so let's go for spaceship. Oh no, not that. Let's see, draw texture. Okay, I see. I see what's happening. Draw texture, and then... Oh, and I guess I need to make a little bit of an indentation here just to tell future mirror that I'm making a texture out of this. So, draw images, and then let's do a spaceship texture. What's the variables I need here? Position Y, X, and Y. Okay, so let's draw it at 200 by 200, and I'm gonna get rid of this. Why did I leave it in that parenthesis over there? Position Y. Tint? Why do I want the tint? How about blank? Can it be blank? Alright, if I run this... Okay. What if I leave this as is? And then run it? Okay. So I do need to apply some color. How about the white? Go white maybe? Okay, that won't show anything. How about black? Let's go for black. Let's go for black. Huh. It's not showing me anything. Wait, really? Is that all you need to do? Why isn't that showing up in my thing though? Hello? Oh, maybe if I change this to... Maybe it's my frickin' definition of the class that's not working here. Huh. Oh wait, no, it's because it's freaking black. Wait, hold on. White. White. There we go. Alright, run this game. What the frick? Why is it not showing up? spaceship texture. Oh wait, it's freaking, oh my god, it's not in my, it's not in the right position. Oh god. Okay, there we go. Ah, there we go, finally. So I think what was happening is that because I placed my variable outside of before in an initialized window, it doesn't, RAYLIB doesn't detect the class, the variable I just defined here. But let me see if this does this work as well. Okay, so I can define what class this variable should be. That's nice. Oh yeah, if I do 0, 0, where does the center of the texture lie? Let's see. Okay. So for vectors, the center of them are like in the, well, in the center of the shape. But for imported textures, the center of them will be in the top left corner of their image, as indicated by the fact that this spaceship is still showing and none of it is hidden. Okay, that's great. That's good to know. Okay, so that's what I expected the tint to do, is it takes the color information of your texture, then multiply it by a color or a vector 4. So the reason why white is not doing anything is because you're multiplying your original color with 1, so it doesn't change anything. But if this is black, it would change it to black, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it would change it to black if I change it to black there. And then if I change it to any other color, it will kind of give a more bluish or reddish or yellowish, depending on what color you set here. But let's start with white for now. So yeah, this is basic shading information, I guess. Oh wait, just noticed that my thing is stopped for some reason. Why am I stopping? Hello? Okay, I'm back. Okay, where the frick are you going? Textures. Oh, so there's a draw texture V. I don't know why they would have two different functions for drawing textures, wherein the only difference is that one uses two integers for determining the position, while the other one uses one vector 2 to determine its position. But okay. Oh, maybe it's because it's the maybe it's because of this one uses int while the other one uses floats, I guess. Oh well. Oh. Oh, that would be that's actually something I need to think about. Okay, that kind of made me worried about my other game Godot, because I do also use kind of file paths. I also use file paths in that game, and I'm wondering, shit, I should probably figure out a way to change the forward slash, the backslash says of my game, of my file paths there. Because how I instantiate like costumes and furniture in this pets minigame that I'm making right now in Godot is I manually store the file paths of my assets through a dictionary, and my game would just take that file path and retrieve it onto the current scene where the player is at in my game. But now, now that freaking Mr. Clearcode here is mentioning about how operating systems sometimes use forward slashes and backslashes in their in creating file paths, I'm like, oh shit, that's gonna be a problem. Hey, let me see this. Okay, it's giving me another. Where's this coming from? From os dot path import join. Okay. So this is something that's not available in RAYLIB, I think. He's giving me another module to work with, I think. So let's see what this is. Oh, let me see. Let me see that. Let's see, initialize window, and then print. Join. How did you make that script again? Assets dot spaceship dot png. Alright, let me go down my terminal here. Print. Let me go for new file path and okay, there we go. Let's do it. New file path. Lol. Let's make it less serious because I can't seem to read all these stuff here that's showing on my screen. Okay. Ah, there it is. Okay. That's my assets over there. New file path lol. Okay. So it does use like a backslash here, which is great. Oh, that would be frustrating if that's if file paths have to be like in different formats. Appropriate. I may have to I may have to reconsider how my game functions after this after this session here. No, not this game, but my game in Godot. Because holy shit, I need to maybe work out a way to change the file paths in my dictionary. Or maybe I should just make it a Windows exclusive game, because so far my game is working in Windows for some reason. Actually, let me search this up real quickly. Because I'm making a game. I want my game to not only be available in Windows but also in Mac. So how does Mac make how does Mac structure file paths? Let's see. Yeah, let's go for freaking Google over here. We can get rid of this freaking AI shit. Is there like maybe an image I can use here? Or how does Mac write file paths? Let me see. I mean, I guess that's the way I also make file paths as well. / or /. Okay, so it uses / I think. Which is, oh my god, definitely not what Windows uses to make their things. But let me see. If I go for this one, I mean, it still kind of works in both. In Windows, the / so I don't need to worry about. I think I don't need to worry about this that much. I think both popular operating systems kind of use. It's kind of flexible when it comes to the file paths of their things. VS Code starts at the root folder. Oh. Well, I mean, I'm using VS Code now, right? It won't work. What is Sublime Text, by the way? Is that a new? Is that another code editor that I'm using? That I'm not aware of. Let me see. Sublime Text. Ah, text and source code using featuring minimal interface, syntax highlighting, and oh, yo, what? What is this? Okay, I see. So they're like, oh my god. You know, not only am I trying to look for open source applications for the normal things that I'm doing, but I'm also looking for an open source alternative for Visual Studio Code, because although it's free, I don't trust Microsoft for doing all the things for me in their code editor. So maybe I'll try to look into Sublime Text in one way. Okay. I get you, Mr. Clear Code. Alright, maybe it's a good thing I am using VS Code right now. Oh, they're textures. What's the difference between images and textures? Okay. Okay. Alright, let me follow this real quickly. Okay, let's do a join. Join assets. Let's do assets. Spaceship dot png. Okay. Oh, really? Wait. Image. Let me see what are the other functions under the cheat sheet here. So it's telling me that I can kind of manipulate some properties of my image via this function here. So let me look at that. Let's see, image, 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 image. Image rotate. Okay, let's do an image rotate. Image rotate of my spaceship image. And this should be in degree. Okay, good. Degrees, not radians. Okay, I'm fine with that. 90 degrees, or maybe let's go for 45 degrees. And then, oh, what's this? I got a notification on my phone for some reason. Okay, and then I need the new underscore texture equals load texture from image. Okay, can I load the texture from a vector? Let's see. Load load texture from image. Where did he get that from? I'm not seeing that in the in here. Can I load an image from vector here? Or is it from the shape? Is it from the shape? Oh, I guess shapes here kind of stay static, I guess. No matter. Oh well. Let's go back to watching this. Load texture from image. That's the spaceship image. And then let's draw a texture. New texture of, let's see, 100 by 100, and it should be white. Okay, let's plate it. Oh, what's this? Oh. Wait, really? Huh? What's the problem here? Am I not using the rotate function correctly? No, I think I'm using it. I'm using it correctly. I think. Wait. Image rotate. Image. Let me try to. Oh my, wait. Let me see if this works. C control. Control B. Let's see. Okay. So the error is coming from line 11. Okay, what if I get rid of this? Nope, it's still doing the same error. Must be a pointer array, not C data struct. And what? What are you talking about? Alright then, let's try to do his way of doing it, which is image. Oh wait, I think I wrote the I wrote it wrong. I think. What's image rotate then? Image. Okay, I think what I got wrong was that I wrote the function in not in snake case, which is what Python accepts. So if I run this now, I think it should work now. Yeah, okay, finally. Okay. I just need to remember to write this in snake case and not in whatever C language is known for. Okay. Oh. Okay. Nice. Okay. So what he did was just basically turn his ship gray. Well, I just rotated mine to the northeast, I guess. Hmm. Okay. Alright. So this is the thing I need to do now. Alright, let's try to do that, shall we? Let me see. Okay, let me first freaking set everything up here. Just organize everything. I'm gonna make a comment here and call it variables. And there we go. And this will be the main while loop. While loop. And then okay. So to make a cowboy, import one of the cowboy images. So let's go first for a cowboy underscore image. Set this to image equals load underscore texture, and this will be a join assets let's see, assets, comma, animation, comma, this what is this? Okay, let's go try to import. Let's import 7. Let's import 7. 7.png, and then you want me to invert the color, so let's go to the cheat sheet here. Let's see, image format, image text, image from image. What does that mean? Image format, image crop, alpha flare. Is there an invert? Oh, there. Okay. Image color invert. There we go. So let me try to get that function here. Image color invert. And then cowboy image. Okay. You see, this is I guess another reason why I'm still sticking with Godot. Because while I do like the freedom that RAYLIB is giving me right now, it's gonna be freaking messy without a freaking UI to help me with this, with setting everything up. And now we're doing simple things like rendering stuff into freaking Godot here, into freaking RAYLIB here. You can see that I already have like what 29 lines of code that have squint to read. Anyway, we got this, and then let's make a new cowboy underscore texture. Texture equals load. I just realized I didn't set this up correctly. Load image. Yeah, load image. Load texture from image. And this should be cowboy image. There we go. And then let's draw our cowboy in the bottom right. So that is going to be, let's draw texture. V. And how does this work again? I use a vector too, right? Okay, texture, then vector 2, then tint. Okay. So texture is new cowboy texture. Position of vector 2 of, it can't be 600 by 600 because that would make it less likely to be seen. Actually, let me just test that real quickly. I'm pretty sure this would not make the cowboy be seen in my window. And then let's make it white. Alright. Let's play the scene. Yep, it won't be seen. So what we'll do instead is we will make this 500 by 500. Yep, and there it is. Okay. Maybe a bit higher. Let me go for 400 by 400. Yep, there we go. Nice. Okay, we inverted the colors. I think that's the way to do it. And then we have to turn that image into a texture, then draw the texture in our while loop. Nice! We got all this freaking fixed. Okay. Okay. What is RAYLIB? RAYLIB is a gaming framework or library that one can use to make games and other applications. Now I'm wondering what the frick is the difference between a framework and a game engine. Well, a game engine gives you a UI that you can use to like code everything in your game, while a framework doesn't give you one, and instead you are left with doing everything in Visual Studio Code with your files linked to RAYLIB somewhere in your language module to make your game and stuff. But the positive thing about frameworks is that you can pretty much do anything with a framework. Unlike with a game engine, wherein you might be limited to doing some certain, you're only limited to adding certain things into your game. Like for example, when it comes to Godot, the one thing I kinda notice with the Godot game engine is that it doesn't give you the ability to edit the vertices of your of the mod of the 3D models that you put into your game. But with RAYLIB, I think it does give you that ability. All you need to do is just kind of figure out how to set that up. But to me, I think the way you edit the vertices here is through this update mesh buffer, I think. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's what it's doing here for my meshes. But yeah, that's just something I am just thinking about while making my game here. Oh, hello, Botrid Gaming. Hello. I'm learning how to code in freaking RAYLIB here. I'm able to now make. I'm following a tutorial right now, but I'm able to draw some basic shapes like lines and circles, and I'm now able to import some textures into my game. I'm able to rotate some of them, as well as change the colors of it a little bit. Anyway, just looking, I'm still a noob. I still don't know how to put some input into my game as of the moment. But hey, I gotta start from somewhere, I guess. And this is what I made so far right here. Anyway, I'm watching this tutorial by ClearCode right now, and right now it's giving me an exercise on how to place a cowboy texture into my game and invert its colors. What are your feelings about what is it saying there? What are your feelings about AI in game development? I'm very positive about it, but many consumers have a negative outlook. Okay. Am I really going to have to talk about AI again in this in this live stream? Okay, here's the thing. I think, and I might have a controversial take on this, but I do think that AI has by theory, AI can be used to do something great with game development if we know how to use it correctly. I think I had to like really think about this for a little bit, but I realized now that that AI can have some sort of use in one way or another. I just don't think it's useful for it's not supposed to be used in the way that that big companies say that you should be using it for, which is as a replacement for like people's jobs and stuff. Because here's the thing, I did kind of attended a seminar with a dentist aunt of mine, and in their line of work, they were also using AI in different ways, but not as a way to replace humans, but more so as a tool that we should be using it as, which I think should be what AI is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be a replacement for humans, but more so a tool that we should be using. I don't like the fact. Here's the thing. I think the reason why AI is in a very bad light right now is because we sort of market it in a way that we are. It is sort of marketed in a way that freaking. It's marketed in a way that it's supposed to be a replacement for actual critical thinking in our field, which is not supposed to be the way we should be thinking about AI. AI is like, how do we say this? A tool. It should be used as a tool. I don't think people should be using it as a replacement for real human labor, because I don't know, like I need to word myself really quick, really carefully here, because I don't use, in my opinion, I don't use AI in any of my in any of my workflows. But I am starting to understand why people would use AI in their work. How do we say this? Because essentially AI is just a AI is just it's just that next level technology that we are kind of trying to make in a way. Because I imagine like people who are against AI to be the same people who are against like the internet back in the day, when computers are starting to become like a normal thing in the market. And people are, and I remember back then, I think people were also thinking, yo guys, freaking the internet, it will replace all of the things that we are doing in our current day-to-day lives. And to me, I think, nah, that's not how it happened. What actually happened is that AI just became something that just got integrated into our daily lives, and no people and no jobs really have been taken away from people in a way. So yeah, that's my take on artificial intelligence. It's not a replacement for human labor, but it does improve some aspects of it, just not in the way that we think that it should be used for, is what I'm saying. I guess some things that AI is not supposed to be used for is as a replacement for game devs. But I do imagine it to be a tool for game devs in the future, in one way or another. I'm not sure how, but it's like, you know, I mean, we accept new technology all the time. Why are we not accepting AI at this point? And I guess another thing that I guess kind of I don't like about AI is that they steal people's work, which is, I guess, another reason why I'm not using AI on my thing, on my workflow. I don't like stealing people's work if that's something that they do not consent for. But in theory, if AI is able to ethically obtain information in their language models, and are able to say, I don't know, I heard there's just also this theory that AI is also kind of destroying our environment. But then I saw some people, articles and people online saying that that's not really the case, when there's also much bigger industries out there that's destroying the environment more than AI. But aside from that, if AI is able to like ethically source their information from somewhere, then I would consider AI as a tool that one can use to better their workflow. But aside from that, I think AI is kind of in a shitty mood right now, because when you think of AI, you just think of people replacing humans, because that's the way people advertise AI to be, as a thing to replace critical thinking. But really, I think AI is supposed to be used in a different way, not in the way that it is being marketed as, but as a tool for people to use, not as a replacement for people, as a tool. I want to highlight that. I want AI to be used not as a replacement, but as a tool that we can still use our critical thinking with to make the world a better place, I guess. Is that clear? I'm not sure if that's clear. But yeah, again, I don't use AI. Just because the freaking community around AI just freaking is a pain in the ass, and by freaking supporting AI, I just kind of associate I associate people who just doesn't like putting quality into their work. Because that's really what AI really is right now. It's just AI as a technology is great, but the people around it is just fucking awful. It's just freaking awful, which is why I don't use AI. AI is just freaking using AI would mean associating yourself with people that don't know how to use AI. But I do understand that there is a positive use for AI. It's just that the way that AI users use AI is just freaking horrible to me. As a replacement for humans, nah, I don't want that to be the case. Yeah, so that's my opinion. It really is it really does come down to the community of the people that use it. You know, it's what I think really is the main problem with AI right now. It's the community. It's the community that kind of makes that kind of promotes AI. Is the problem. But yeah, if AI is able to solve those things, I would, I guess, agree to using AI. I sort of hesitate there because it does kind of feel like I am a fence sitter when it comes to artificial intelligence. But really, though, I mean, come on, guys, that really is what critical thinking is when it comes to anything. You gotta be a fence sitter to weigh the positive and negatives with artificial intelligence. Because in the dentistry field, they are using a artificial intelligence for good things that doesn't involve people replacing other people. And if we look at it in that light as a tool that we can use, that's made up of information that we actually sourced instead of replacing people with it, I think AI can be used to do a lot of good things. Is what I'm saying. Frick, I think this will be clipped at some point or something. But yeah, that's just my theory. Frick, that's the reason why I'm still not using AI. It's a lot of it is just a very touchy subject to most people, and we can't separate the use of AI without talking about the culture around and the discourse around AI. It sucks. And I guess another reason why I don't use AI is because I just have fun. I'm just having fun not using it. I just figure out how tools work on its own without relying on a freaking voice of some language model to tell me what to do. Because something I also realize is that when you already figure out everything, things just get kind of boring. In a way, life just gets boring when you already know everything in life. So when I try to learn something, I try not to look into language. I try not to rely on things like Gemini or ChatGPT with all of my answers. In fact, if I had the choice, I would try to maybe look up an article to figure out how I can do the things that I'm doing. Like, for example, with Godot, I make sure I sometimes read the Godot documentation instead of relying on tutorials, because I feel like tutorials are just the easy answer, and the easy answer is not always the fun way to figure things out on your own, which is why I sometimes go for the Godot documentation, because it feels like I'm a freaking hacker when I read the Godot documentation. Plus, it's much cooler that way, in my opinion. I don't know, the way we should freaking AI. My position in AI is very complicated. I just sort of wish that AI is not linked to this sort of toxic discourse online wherein we replace humans with it. I don't like that. Nor do I like the idea that we should be stealing people's work in order to improve the advancements of AI. So yeah, that's my opinion of it. And also, guys, don't use AI for learning stuff. Don't heavily rely on AI for your education and stuff. That's just not the way to go, in my opinion. How do I say this? Because it's not all the time that AI gets right, and when it comes to the things that they teach you. Like for example, I once typed into Google how to initialize a window into RAYLIB, and when I finally got the search results, freaking Gemini popped into my search results for some reason and started typing to me a reason why my window isn't initializing in RAYLIB, and it told me to update the drivers and stuff in my freaking computer. So I did that just before the stream, by the way. I updated my graphics driver of my GPU, and while that did at least update my graphics card driver, it did not fix the problem that I was experiencing, which is the fact that I wasn't able to initialize a window into RAYLIB. So to sort of try to fix that, I just tried to troubleshoot stuff on my own, and after experimenting with RAYLIB and all of that, I began to realize that, oh, I could just change the window size of my game, because my monitor size is not 1920 by 1080 as indicated by freaking clear code over here. So I changed that, and I realized that I freaking found that solution on my own. And it also goes to show that that AI can also give you the wrong answers, as much as in the same way that a search engine can also give you wrong answers if you don't really give them the right questions or prompts. Which is why, again, you should not be using AI for general educational stuff. You should still be willing to search the questions on your own, and don't. And yes, that's also a reason why I again say that that AI is not supposed to be a replacement for critical thinking in the work that you do day to day. You should still be willing to supervise what AI gives you and see whether the thing that they do is the answer that they give you is either right or wrong. Anyway, quick one. Is there anything else I want to say about AI? Because we can't separate AI without having to go down to the specific stuff that kinda makes it good and bad at the same time. I guess a good example of how AI can be used well in the workplace is because I attended this freaking seminar about digital dentistry with my auntie, and the way they use AI is basically just it's basically just for stuff that they use in their specific CAD software, wherein if they want to place a crown of a patient's tooth correctly, they would rely on AI to do all of the initial stuff to put a crown into their patient's teeth. But then again, though, they still have to like tell the CAD software how the crown would look like, and how the what's it called, the how to say this, the position and the rotation of the crown would look like. And the AI will only just be there to give you like the final adjustments. And how they set up this crown is not by typing something down in the computer. They actually have to do something like in Blender, wherein you have to like sculpt the teeth and rotate it as how it is in Blender in a way. And the only use that AI has is on very very minor things, and even after the AI does its thing, the dentist or the dental technician still has to adjust a little bit of the things that they do. So they do use AI, but the way that they teach or market AI in medicine is entirely different from the way AI is being marketed to artists and game developers as of right now. It's it's that's the reason why I think that AI can be used for goods, because I came to realize now that the way we market AI to the gaming and art industry is is such an ass way to do so. Unlike with medicine, wherein they do understand that doctors and dental technicians are still a needed thing in the workflow when it comes to integrating yourself to AI. You just have to you just have to know that freaking that as a dental as a dentist or a technician using AI, you now sort of regulate yourself to be the supervisor of the things that AI sort of does to you, instead of heavily relying on it to do all the work for you. So yeah, that's my opinion in AI. I really don't know what else to say about that. I'm not totally against it, nor am I totally into it. I just think that the community just sucks. The AI community, the community around AI just kind of sucks. That's my whole opinion about it. Anyway, frick, where was I in freaking RAYLIB? Oh yeah, I'm making a freaking. I'm trying to generate an image here. Okay, how long have I been streaming? 2 hours. Okay, let's go and code some more stuff into RAYLIB. By the way, another reason why I'm doing all of these streams, even though I think that they can be boring sometimes, is because I want to prove to people that all this can be done without AI, and that, you know, you can it's still possible for a person, a dumb person like me, to kind of learn all of these shit, from 3D modeling to making music to making games to now making my own tools for myself with the use of RAYLIB. And even though freaking Visual Studio Code is giving me this freaking chat bot here on the right hand side, I'm gonna freaking exit out of that actually and not use it. I'm not gonna use that whatsoever. I wanna prove to people in my live streams that I can do this on my own with just me, myself, and maybe the works of some people online to help me accomplish the task that I'm doing right now on my streams. So anyway, let's go back to clear code here. Oh yeah, so he is trying to load a cowboy image here. Yeah, I already got the cowboy here already. No need to worry about that. Okay. Okay, so he did use the same function as mine. The draw, not the draw texture, the image color invert texture here. Invert function here to flip the colors of my cowboy. Wait, how did he... Okay, so he just kind of randomly types the numbers there to wait in the bottom right. Okay. Oh, can draw some text? Okay. Alright, let's draw some text, guys. Hashtag draw displaying text. Let's see. And you know what? Let's try to write. So since we're talking about AI here, let's talk. Let's draw text here, and then let's make the text. Okay, so we want me to get string. So let's see. No artificial intelligence was made to make this text. Okay. And then what's the values that it wants me to get here? A position X and a position Y. Okay, so let's have this be at position 0, and for Y 300, and then font size is maybe 12, and color. Color should be black. All right. Right. See, I didn't need to use AI to do this shit. All I need to do is rely on Visual Studio Code's hints here, as well as freaking Clear Code's tutorial here to make. Okay, it's not displaying. Why is it not displaying? Let's see. Maybe the font file isn't displayed. Oops. Oh wait, I set the value to. Let me see. It's the int. No, I think I did all correctly. Okay, let me do this. Play it. Okay, there it is. No artificial. Oh, that's too large. Let me shrink it down a little bit to like 20. Alright, let's play this. Yeah, there we go. No artificial intelligence was made to make this text. Let's go. Okay. I noticed that the default text here is just the RAYLIB font family. the same one they used to kind of make their icon, I think. That's pretty neat. Okay, I seem to be almost done with the basics here, which I think I would stop at, I think. Oh, let me import a font. Okay. Wait. I already have a font here that I can use. Let me see if I can find the file for it. Let's see. I think it's under my. Let's see. I know my font is here somewhere. I think it's under my pictures. Picture. Wallpaper folder. Let's see. Where is my picture? I think it's not here. Oh shit. Like, I don't know where it is. Where is my... Oh wait, here, fonts. Comics. Adammer Pro. There it is. Okay. Let me import these fonts onto here. So let me go down to assets. Sure, we'll put this under here. Let's see, Adammer Pro. Let me put this. There we go. Okay. I imported some textures. So let's go back to the base.py file here. Let's see. What's the function for changing text here? Changing text font? And pro param. Hello? Wait. Pro parameters rotation. Oh, I can change also the rotation of it? Oh, that's cool. Draw text using default font. Code point. Draw one character, draw multiple characters. Let's go for Draw Text Pro. I want to see how that works. Draw underscore text underscore pro. And what are the things I need to say here? Font. Let's see. Is there a load font here? Oh, there is. Okay. Alright, let's get the... right here. I need to go down to my... I need to go down here, and I need to... let's see. I'm gonna separate these two out. Okay. Then let's make a... Adam Warren Pro font equals load font. Let's go for a join. So this is under, let's see, assets, and then let's go for Adam Warren Pro. There we go. Oh wait, no, I need to make this a freaking string. Add Adam Warren Pro .ttf, And more pro.ttf. And yeah, that works. All that works. Save that. I think that's all I need to do. Then Adam Warren Pro. What are the things I need here? A font, a text. Let's write my name, Morgan Ozpin. And then the origin. Is it position? Position should be at. Let's go for 300 by 300. Vector 2. 300 by 300, and what does center mean? It's origin. Origin? I'm guessing that should be where the... Let me see. I can try to copy the same thing here. Vector 2 of 300 by 300. And then rotation. Let's have it be at 45. And then font size, have it be, I don't know, 40. And spacing, what's spacing mean? 0. And tint or color, let's have it be black or red. Have it be red. Alright, let's run the script. Oh, there it is. Okay, why is it there then? How about if I get 0, 0? It must have something to do with the origin point, I think. Oh yeah, I think it is. Yeah, because I think what's happening is this origin point dictates how my rotation is going to be rotated. And I think let's try to make this like points. It's there, and then I rotate it. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Let's try it 150 by 150. I'm not sure. I think this would make it more... The rotation would be a bit more around the... Or wait, how about 0? 0? Okay, if this gets rotated, it will have the... Yeah, this is C0. Okay, Morgan Ozpin is rotated like that. Okay. I'm having trouble figuring out how the origin is placed. Does it first move the position of the text? with the origin being at the bottom left of the text, then it adds the origin vector 2 to the origin point. Let's go for 0.5, maybe. I'm not sure how this thing works, but
Hey,
yo.
are you having a class?
Yeah. 45. Oh, wait, 0.5. There we go. Yeah, I don't get this vector to this origin point thing, how it gets placed. How does it plant my origin point here? In font and pro parameters. Let's see. Wait. Vector 2 dot. Oh wait, wrong. Okay. I don't get how this vector 2 gets plotted down. Guys, I don't get this. I don't get how this how this works. Let me play it one more time. Okay, how about I just change the vector 2 to 0 is to 0. The origin is 300 by 300. Does this center it? No. No, it doesn't. But negative. Okay, so now it's down here. Anyway, I mean, I guess clear code is just telling me how to use the draw text X function instead of draw text pro. Okay. I mean, I guess I don't really need to know about this. What I'm really concerned about is how to export and import 3D models into my scene, which isn't what this basics thing is talking about. But yeah, at least I know a little bit more about the RAYLIB. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave this stream at a cliffhanger here, because I don't want my whole day to be consumed with just me learning about RAYLIB. I still want to go back to coding stuff on Godot, but so far I like my first few impressions of RAYLIB. It kind of reminds me of coding a website back then when I had when I was freaking coding stuff under NeoCities, but now I'm coding stuff to make some how do we say this? Some applications for myself. So if you guys want me to explore more of RAYLIB, I'll gladly do this every now and then. Maybe this can be like a stream that I can alternate with my Godot streams, and maybe we can make something out of this in the future. But for now, I'm gonna go back to coding stuff for my pet simulator. If you guys like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe, and as always, go read a book. Bye bye.